Okay, that's how much he did not recruit. And I said, I don't want to do what you're doing. I want what markets do have. So if I'm going to do this thing, we're going to recruit, we're going to build a team. He goes, whatever you want, babe, just get in. So that was pretty much how it got started, you know. So I got in, and immediately I joined. It was August. Okay, that was when the recharge was. It was August, and by December, Alan was a rep for 2.5 years. Okay, so give some of you guys hope. Maybe we haven't gotten a promotion in a while. Okay, 2.5 years, he was a 25% contract. Okay, thinking he was going to make some big money on that. Okay, and he made some, but he did not make big money. So for 2.5 years, he was a rep. So then I get involved, and then I joined in August of '98. December of '98, we were districts. Okay, we had over 25 people recruited in that 3 or 4 month period of time, because I went to work on recruiting. That was the only thing I cared about. I couldn't sell anything. I didn't have a license. Back then it was 52 hours. To get a license in the state of California, it took you about 3 to 4 months. Because there was no email. It was all mail, right, and all processing at a desk. So it took a long time to get a license. And then if you failed, heaven forbid, because I failed twice. Okay, and English is my first language. Okay, I failed the test twice. I passed the third time. It took me from August of '98 to April of '99 to get my license. That's how long it took. I took the test 3 times. It took almost 9 months to get a license, and but that whole time I was recruiting. I was doing job fairs, I was prospecting out and about, I was doing field training appointments with Alan because he had the license, so I wasn't handicapped. I was a little handicapped, but I couldn't prevent me from doing something because he had a license, he was fully licensed, he knew what he was doing, he'd been in the business for 2.5 years, he knew how to sell, he knew how to do a presentation, he knew how to get people to say yes. So I just felt, okay, I'm a little handicapped, but the situation's not, because I could just use him, just got to take him everywhere I go, or take Pat. Pat was helping me out a lot too during the day. And so I just went recruiting crazy. I just decided to go recruiting crazy, and Alan loved it because recruits were joining, they had appointments, and he was going on appointments. You know, he loved every part of that, and my job was to get him off to a fast start. Hector, at the time, had come out with this step-by-step, how to get a new recruit off to a fast start, the things to focus on, and that was my job. I spent a lot of time in recruits' homes, getting to know them getting to know us, eating dinner with them, developing their list, making phone calls. My appointments, my 6 and 8 o'clock, were visiting a new recruit. That was what I did for a long time before I had a license, before I could even be a field trainer. So that was my role in the business early on, and I took advantage. I loved it. Alan didn't want to do that. He just wanted to be on appointment. You know, so we focused on what I was good at, and we focused on what he was good at. We didn't try and make each other do something that we didn't want to do. Okay? Now, once I got my license, though, I had to go and do the things I didn't want to do, which was go on an appointment. Okay, let me tell you, that was my biggest fear. Still today, I get butterflies. Okay, and I've been in the business 12 years. Okay, now I just know what I'm doing, so they fly more information than they do like all over the place. But I still get nervous. I still have nerves when I leave an appointment. I feel the anxiety. I feel anxious. I'm still very. I don't want to say afraid of it, but it still intimidates me to go on an appointment today. And I know what I'm saying. Okay, so it never goes away, that fear. So some of you guys are afraid to get on appointments. Some of you are afraid. You're hoping they'll cancel. I used to hope they would cancel. Okay? I used to pray, like I tell Alan, okay, so what do we got tonight? He goes, well, we got 2 6s, a 7, and 2 8s. I'm like, so how many are you going on? Right? That was kind of my question. He's like, well, I want the 6, and I want the 7, and I want an 8. He goes, and I know one of them's going to cancel at least. And I'm like, okay, and what about the other 2? He goes, well, you're going to have to take those ones. I'm like, okay, so all day, like at work, I'd pray, call and cancel, call and cancel. Literally, I would pray, right? And by the end of the day, 50% of them cancel anyways, you know, and I might have been on 1 or none, you know, because maybe, you know, 3 of them canceled, Alan took the 2. That was kind of our role, and that's how it worked out. So once I got my license in April of '99, I became a field trainer. I wasn't good in the beginning. I took on all the not qualified appointments. Alan got all the fun ones, you know, people who are married with kids, own a home, have good jobs. I got all the, you know, toothless, just lost my job, you know, yeah, my kids don't live with me, but I have kids, you know, live in an apartment. I got all those. Okay, that was my role in the business. I took on, because some people just didn't have great markets when they joined. So I took on all the non-great markets, okay? I don't want to call them crap, but it was crap, right? So needless to say, I mean, my closing ratio was like, out of every 10 appointments, I'd get 4 life apps. Alan would go on an appointment. Out of 10 appointments, he'd walk away with 8 or 9. You know, that was kind of the closing ratio there for us. And, you know, I just started going on appointments in the beginning. It was scary for me. I remember walking out of there a couple times calling Alan. You know what, I just can't do this. I was crying. They don't respect me. They don't listen to me. I'm 21 years old. I'm training people who are 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, right? And they're taking me to see their aunts and uncles, parents who are 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. I'm half their age. And they're looking at me across the kitchen table, and you hear my voice now. You should have heard it 12 years ago. It was a lot higher pitch back then. 120 pounds, definitely not that anymore. Okay, I looked young, I acted young, I dressed young. I had to change, my vocabulary was young. I had to change a lot of things about myself in order to become respected at the kitchen table. And I just remember in the beginning, leaving an appointment, I wouldn't get the clothes. People would ask me straight out at the kitchen table, and how old are you? I got that a lot in the beginning. So you might get that from some of your younger recruits. And after a while, I just say, yeah, I'm 20 years old. I've been in the business now for a year. This is awesome. 21, I've been in the business a year. And I would just kind of ignore it in the beginning, bypass it. I'd hit it on dead on, but I never overcame it. I never overcame the objection at the kitchen table. And that's what kept becoming like this wall that got thicker and thicker and thicker. And I remember, the recruit would get in the car with me. I'm like, man, can you believe it? I can't believe they didn't get it. Like, they didn't buy, they didn't join. Man, you know what? That's okay. Don't worry about a recruit. We got another appointment tomorrow. You know what? Hopefully they'll be smarter than these guys, right? Okay, just keep following up with them. We'll get them. Don't worry, they'll turn around. So I dropped the recruit off at their house, and I called up Alan crying. I can't do this. They don't respect me, right? Because I knew the appointment was my fault. It was my fault. I wasn't overcoming the objection. Finally, one day I went to a meeting, and somebody had the same challenge I did. And they finally had the objection. They overcame the objection, and they told the person when they asked, how old are you? That person, I can't even remember who it was, but they said, are you more concerned with my age or the fact that I can get you to financial independence? Because that's what I'm here for. And as soon as I heard that, I said, I got it. So the next time I went on an appointment and someone asked me that, that's exactly what I said, and they never asked me again. Not just that person, never again did I get that. Something changed in me. The way I looked, the way I acted, something changed. All of a sudden, I got this grown-up look of some sort, and I had to change the way I dressed. I wore short skirts, high platform shoes, low-cut shirts. Alan told me one time we went on an appointment, and I walk in with my black fly, sunglasses, and we sit down an appointment, and we leave with no check. And we get in the car, and this was before I had my license, we were just field training, and you get in the car and he goes, look, you need to change the way you dress. I said, well, what's wrong? Like, I got a closet full of these clothes. I wore these to Den Edwards. What's wrong with these? And he said, because if the husband's checking you out, we ain't getting a check from the wife. And I said, okay. He said, so you're going to, I don't care, you need to get dress pants. You need to get turtlenecks. I don't care what it is, but you cannot go out looking like that anymore. How do I turn this on? So, oh, got it. Okay, so that's what I did. I changed the way I dressed. I changed the way I spoke. I had to change everything in order to become successful. So I just want to give you guys a little bit of hope, because this is the person. This is when we met at Den Edwards. Woo. Focus, there we go. So this was us, this is at Den Edwards, this is when we met. And this is how I started the business. I was young, clueless, inexperienced. I didn't know, this is what I did for fun. We went to the river, okay? That's what I did. This is kind of like right before I got going. I don't get caught in shorts like that anymore, okay? But that was it. He told me, you need to change. You need to change the way you dress. You need to change the way you act. This was the retreat that I went to, that I joined. That's Pat and Audrey. Forever changed our life. Not in the business anymore. We caught up to them when they were divisions. We went division, and they quit. And they moved to Ohio or something like that, But they've changed our life forever. Because he had the guts. We prospected him, but he had the guts to say, okay, he joined first. And he was, we're forever grateful. If it wasn't for him, that was the retreat I went to where I joined. So you can see I had a lot of changing to do. This is, that's Jay and Lauren, our RVPs. Okay, Alan, that was one of their team shirts that they had at the time. And